Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Human Reconnect. Today's episode is going to be a fun one. Before we get going into that, though, we're just going to check back in over our weekly challenge, see how it went. So, just to refresh everyone, it was expressing gratitude in a positive relationship and then also reflecting back on how our relationships can impact our mental health. So, anyone want to kick us off on that? Anybody eager to jump?
I can go. I think I had a really easy opportunity to express some gratitude in a positive relationship. I had a friend come to visit that I haven't seen in a really long time, and I just got to tell her how thankful I was to, have her there, for her to make time to come and see me in her busy schedule, and just, to get to spend some time and to be in that relationship. And then I think just being with her, she is such, a grounding, positive human, and I said to my sister after she left, I was like, "I just feel so much more grounded and calm and relaxed because I think our energies are connected and, we feed off of those around us." And
Yeah.
so being around someone who was in a really, healthy mental space and had a lot of positive things and expressed a lot of gratitude herself, just, I felt, encouraged me and got me energized again to, lean into those things. So, I think just thinking a lot about, the people that we surround ourselves with truly impact us, and I think we feed off of each other. So if someone is stuck in a more negative loop, maybe we get stuck with them or we can bring them out of it. But I think having positive relationships in our life obviously impacts our mental health
Yeah.
positively.
How did it impact you days after? Did you notice the lasting
Yeah,
impacts?
yeah, my sister
Yes.
probably came over a couple days after she had left, and I felt it all through the weekend,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, it
Mhm.
just got me in
So
high
sweet.
spirits, and I had someone around who was, celebrating me, and I was celebrating her, and that's, just all infectious, so, yeah, it was a
So
good day.
precious.
It was.
I am thinking about something that happened over this weekend. Me and Taylor were getting ready for Mother's Day, and I got a bouquet for his mom at the farmer's market, but Taylor was like, "Oh, my sister's a mom and, my grandma's a mom," so I wanted to he wanted to make them bouquets. So he was, going around our yard and clipping flowers and making, the cutest bouquets
Oh,
ever, and I had this, instance of wanting to be like, "Oh, I wanna help him, I wanna give him advice, I wanted to, help pick out flowers," and, within myself, I was just noticing and, questioning myself, "Why is it that I wanna be in control right now and take over?" And I ended up kind of, creeping over to him and watching him, and I think I gave some advice, and he called me out. He was like, "Are you gonna be like this with our kids? Are you gonna try to do everything for them?"
mhm.
And it was so powerful because before he said that, I was already grappling with it. So later that day, we were having a lovely, just late night conversation, and I got to, show so much gratitude for that. I was like, "That helped me so much for you to call me out because that's something I really wanna work on, and, I love
Yeah,
you so much that I want to show up different for you." So I thought that was, a really cool
that
moment
is
that
cool.
Taylor got to help me, and he got to see me, and then I got to tell him, how much, because it's really hard, I think, to give feedback sometimes to people if
Yeah,
they're sensitive like myself, so I just wanted him to know, I value that so much.
yeah,
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 and I think having a relationship you can do that truly impacts my mental health in such a positive way, someone I can be so
yeah.
honest with.
There's so
Yeah.
much trust there.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, and you know that the feedback is given in love, probably. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
not a nagging you or talking down on you, but yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Just bringing awareness.
Yep, yep.
Yes, yeah. So I think my experience was this weekend. Obviously, Mother's Day is, a thing. But as far as showing gratitude in my relationships, I got to be very physically reminded of the village that I have in my family members, and it was very cool to get to show them gratitude, especially all the moms, and just to share that excitement with them and to share that joy. So that was a lot of fun, and it was a good weekend of just feeling thankful and grateful that I do have such a large family that all of them would support me and all of them are part of my village. Same thing for my husband's side of the family. They showed up and had so much fun. We got to do a group FaceTime with them. And so that
Oh,
was really cool. And it
fun.
was just a fun call. It was so fun to get to talk to everyone and see everyone. And it was, a lot of fun. That was really just a good weekend to be reminded of I have all these people like, ready to support me and Brennan, and so it was neat to see that. So, obviously, that impacted my mental health because I felt supported, right?
Yeah.
I'm not lonely, I'm not they might be far away, but they're there. Fortunately, that is an upside of technology, is that we could do a FaceTime, and all of them are right there.
Yeah.
So, so that was cool to see that, and then, of course, that gratitude of just getting to sit like I said, all the mom's gifts and stuff, and getting to watch them open them and be excited and stuff. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun. It's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, so that was kinda my experience, and again, just something that I noticed throughout kind of even the week leading up to Mother's Day. I was excited planning to get
Mhm.
together with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It's cool to bridge the gap between the 2 families too, because I
Yes.
think that that's a hard I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I think it can be hard to bridge, like, 2 very different sometimes different, I know in my
Yeah.
case, very
Yeah, yeah.
different families and how them come together to
Yes.
show that they just wanna be there and just support you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Well,
beautiful.
I think me and Olivia were talking briefly earlier a little bit about that. Like, families are just so different
Mhm.
from person to person and from family to family.
Yeah.
And so when you do have families that, are being joined in marriage or whatever that looks like, it
Mhm.
is it is a balance. So, yeah, and it gets interesting quick.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I would pay money to see, like, all of our families together and, like, just get to experience your
that would be
parents.
interesting.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I would love
Yeah.
that. I'd have a lot of fun.
Yes. So, all right. Well, good stuff, guys. As always, I feel like we do a really good job with these challenges, coming back and just reflecting. Even if we weren't intentionally completing the challenge,
True
like I'll
that.
name that. There's been times where it's actually just lucked out and I happen to
Yeah.
have something that matched. But I do think that we always have such good input and feedback from the challenges.
Mhm.
And usually they have such a good relation to our lives and
Yeah.
in the topic. So, anyway, so that's it for this week's challenge or this past week's challenge. So, this episode is going to be about board games, and I'm going to let Amanda take control.
Yes.
So,
All right. Yeah, we're going to be talking about board games and how they connect us and bring us together and how we get to spend more quality time with each other through using board games. So I'll start us off with a question, which is like growing up, did you guys have families where you played board games? And if so, what did you play? Like, what is a memory you have of playing a board game together?
I guess in my household, we played I know, like, when I was real little, Candyland was,
Yeah.
like, our
Same.
big yeah, our big go-to, and then, like are we including card games?
Yes, for
Okay,
sure.
okay. Then we played a lot of 500 Rummy, and then Uno. I went through, like, a big
Yeah.
Uno phase, even with my cousins, like, that even, like, led into my extended family, so those were probably my top 3.
What about you?
no, I
Yeah.
did not grow up in a family that played board games. We just were always busy. I think from the time that I can remember, I mean, we were doing something outside or traveling or on the move some way, some shape or form.
Yeah.
So we just didn't have time for board games. And typically when we were at home relaxing, that is exactly what
What
we were
you were
doing.
doing.
We were intentional about we are relaxing right now. So, but we did play Candyland. So I went through a phase where I'm pretty sure mom probably played more Candyland than she ever wanted
Love
to or
to.
desired, but she did, and then I loved Candyland for a little bit, and then the only other 2 memories that I have of playing board games were one time we played Monopoly, and I say one time, and it was literally one time, and I was
Yes.
like, "We're never doing this again." We used to take, like, these 2.5-week to 3-week-long vacations, and we would be in
Mhm.
an RV, and so me and my siblings would sit in the back of the RV and play Uno.
Yeah.
And so, like, for hours, we would just be driving and playing Uno, but even that was, like, once a year, like, on those trips, we would
Okay.
bust out Uno because what else are you gonna do for a 13-hour road trip? So we would play Uno. But
Mhm.
that's been about my experience. The only other and bless her heart, she has tried so hard. But our sister-in-law,
Yeah.
Lakin, she loves board games, and I think she has a lot of really fond memories, like, with her family playing board games, and they were really into them. And so she's tried for, like, years to get us to do board games, and we're just not that kind of family. So, but I will say, she has brought over some ones that have been fun, like, we played this one called Wits and Wagers,
Okay.
and that was a lot of fun, loved that one. There was another one. It was the one where you just make up rules or something as you play or, like
Yeah.
but I think only one person could make up the rules, and you had to figure out what the rules were. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it using a deck of
I
cards?
think
Yes,
so,
that's so
yes.
f I forgot the name of it. It's so fun
Yes. I
though.
think
Yeah.
it's like is it King Hun or something like I wanna say it's
Oh.
something
Mm.
odd
I have
name.
no
Oh,
clue.
I wish I
I don't
could
either. I
remember.
can't remember, and, like, I'm sure, like, it'll probably let me know, like, "Hey, that name of the game." So,
Yes.
but, anyway, I enjoyed that one, and that one actually got everyone in my family mad at each other, and I think that's why I enjoyed it, because I
Mhm.
love chaos and arguments and was like, "This is hysterical."
You
So,
to rage bait.
yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. So, and
mhm.
that game is nothing but rage bait.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
sure I could
Fun.
imagine,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, but she's tried valiantly. I'll give her a lot of credit for her efforts. We are just not that family.
What about your husband's family?
Ooh, yeah.
Like, has he tried to bring any of that in or not
No,
really?
no, no,
Okay.
no, and I don't know if they are huge board game people. I don't think so just because it's never been a thing.
Yeah.
His mom's side of the family will play cards, but I
Mhm.
told him, I said, "I can't even tell you the difference between what's the club and
Mhm.
spade of hearts?"
Yeah.
Like, as I'm saying those things, I can't.
Spade and hearts are
They're
different things,
separate.
but
Yeah.
yep.
Oh, okay, so I can't even think of what that image is, and I
Yep.
told him, I said, "I don't know, like, please don't ask me to play card games with I will watch, and I will happily watch." Like,
Mhm.
I remember the first time he goes, "Please just play 1 round," and I played 1 round, and I was like, "What's this card? What does this mean? What do I do with it?" You know, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay." So I think that kinda taught him, like, my wife really actually does not understand cards. So, but they do play cards occasionally, and it is a lot of fun to watch, I
Yeah.
will say.
Okay.
But, yeah. And I used to play spoons with friends in high school.
Ooh.
Okay.
But I wasn't good at it. Like, I think I always lost, but
Yeah.
I would go after the spoons wholeheartedly.
I'm
Like
surprised by this because I feel like you are a competitive,
Yeah.
very
Yes.
intelligent, very strategic, like, just
Yes.
surprises me that
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't
Well, I
partake
played
in
a
the
lot of
games.
Call of Duty.
Okay.
So,
So
like,
Yeah.
I was yeah,
you
like,
were
I played a
a
lot of
video gamer.
Xbox. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and that was if I had time to.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, of
So,
course. It
yeah,
was your
but
way of relaxing, your
yes.
leisure.
Right.
Okay.
But that was where I got competitive, was, like, team deathmatch on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I would just scream in my room, and my
Oh
was like, "This is
gosh.
not healthy."
This is not good. Okay.
That or I don't know if you guys so kinda like the Wii, remember, like, the Wii workout and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played that quite a bit, and I know this is not the topic of
Mhm.
today's episode, so I won't talk too much about it, but
Okay.
we would play Connect on the Xbox, and that was where it's basically like the Wii, just not
Okay.
using a remote, and so it had a camera and a bar that would track your
Yes.
motions.
Mhm. Yeah.
So me and my brother would play sand volleyball on the Connect. And my dad came in one day, I think, and he said, "You guys have got to stop jumping like that because you're actually going to, like, fall through the floor."
Yeah.
Because we would jump and, like, I broke my ceiling fan. One of Brendan's friends came over and played, and he broke the light bulb, like,
Yeah.
because you're jumping up and you're spiking the
Spiking.
ball, and we
That's
took it
intense.
very
That's intense.
serious.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big deal.
So, yeah, and my mom would be like, "This is insane." Like, her whole house would rattle. My mom was a very patient woman with us playing, but she was like, "You guys are doing something active and
Being
fun."
kids.
Yeah, so but yeah, board games, not really. Those kinds of video games, yes, we like.
I'm excited for our video game episode.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
gonna be a super fun one. Yeah. I think growing up for me, we did play a lot of board games, and it was a lot of just, like, the classic, like, we played Uno, we played
Yeah.
Monopoly, we played Life, Sorry. I didn't realize until, like, I was thinking about this episode that we played
You were a game
we were a
family.
game
Yep.
family, and I think we did a lot of, like, reading together, reading in my house. I think it wasn't until we got, like, the DS for the first time, and then we started to switch over to, like, playing video games.
Oh, DS was so
So
fun.
fun.
I
Oh.
forgot about
And
the
would you
Yep.
DS.
guys ever chat your siblings?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And, like, I remember there was, like, a school day where everyone got to bring their devices or bring a board game, and it was before I had my DS, so I just remember
Yeah.
how cool it was for people to bring their DS and, like, message each
Yeah.
other and talk to each other. And that was just a good memory.
Yeah.
A fun memory,
So
yes.
did you guys have a board game that you went to quite a bit?
Probably Uno. We're like, what is it? Go Fish? I don't remember the name of
Yeah.
it. But,
Is
like, that was
where
my
you're like, "Do
last
you
one.
have an octopus?" And you would grab
Yes.
the one that would match your trade or
Yeah,
whatever.
that was
Yeah.
probably that's the oldest one I can remember. So that must've been, like, one of the first ones that we played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize, like, we were in it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, my grandma had, like, a tin that had Go Fish, Old Maid,
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
Maid. Oh my
Crazy
god.
8, and War, and those were the 4 decks in there,
So
and
fun.
oh my gosh, me, my cousin Carly, and my little sister Rai, and my mom would my gosh, those are some of my, like,
Mm.
favorite memories with her too, because
Mm.
she was such a sassy lady, and so if she got stuck with the Old Maid, she was trying to stick it in everyone's hand. It
Yeah.
was just so a lot of, like, fun
Sweet.
memories, and I totally forgot about that until you said go fish.
It just, like, reminded me of my grandma would play dominoes, and that was one of my earliest memory of playing dominoes
Ooh,
on my
Yeah.
grandma's kitchen floor. I wonder if,
yes.
like well, I can assume, I think the older the generation, be the more they play it, I think we might be getting away from it. I'm just what a
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've heard of anyone playing dominoes, but I used to play dominoes in my grandma's, and I say that loosely because I would just stack the dominoes and knock it like, that was our objective, was, "Let's
Yeah.
create a shape of dominoes, and let's create this big long line and
And well,
knock them down." Yeah, that was my playing dominoes. But my grandma used to try to teach us how to play, like, actual
not just, like, make towers or,
Right,
like,
right,
the
yeah.
super fun
Cool
way.
designs or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't heard of anyone playing with dominoes.
Mm-mm.
I wanna get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel like all the rave have you guys played that Mahjong
No, but I've
game?
seen
Mahjong or
Mahjong.
yeah,
Mahjong.
how did
I
you say yeah,
Mahjong is how I
yeah.
say it. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if that is correct, but
Yeah.
that I feel like is all the rave. And I went to visit my cousins in Charlotte,
Mhm.
and they're building like a bunch of like coffee shop, brewery kind of vibes where like people go and play Mahjong and like get a
Oh.
coffee and like
Yeah.
connect, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
just
yeah.
like kind of open table, like sit
Oh,
with
neat.
anyone and play,
Yeah.
which I think is a really cool
That
way
is
to
a
get
really
people
cool
to
idea.
connect and
Yeah.
like learn a new game
Yes.
together or
Yep.
oh, that was cool.
we have one here.
We
It's
do,
like yes, it's
okay.
really new, which I'm
I know,
curious.
it's
I've
all
never
the
had
rave
that.
right now,
Yeah, that's
so
interesting.
What
Huh.
about brain games like Sudoku and, like, crossword puzzles? Like, those feel so old to me, but my parents used to always do the ones in, like, the newspaper.
okay.
I remember that.
No.
You had a
Crossword
face.
puzzles and word searches. I would okay, I have to
Yep.
call one of my classmates out. So and I really liked her. She was one of my good friends growing up and stuff.
Mhm.
But Olivia in not you, but sorry,
That's fair.
another Olivia. So she was like this beast at crossword searches. And when I had a teacher that, she would give out it was a small prize, but she'd give out a prize for whoever completed the crossword puzzle or the word search first every time she won. And I would get so
That's
heated.
annoying.
I would get
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
pressed because I'm like and it wasn't anything against her. She was great at them, but I was opposite end of the spectrum. I was terrible at them. And I hate it because I actually enjoyed them, but I was just always like she gets the prize every single time. Like let another kid get the prize. And obviously that was very participation trophy of me,
Yeah,
like
but
yeah.
it's okay.
But
We all have those
so,
moments.
yes. So, anyway, but she was awesome, and she was also just super artistic, and she would color, like, the most amazing coloring pages, and she would always win awards for them too, and,
Jack
I'm
of all
over here with my
Yeah.
trades.
dookie looking
So, yeah, you were
flowers.
really
Yeah.
good at Call of Duty, and you were really good at your sand
Yeah, except
volleyball
my
game.
teachers didn't get prizes for that.
No, they
Yeah,
did it.
but anyway, she was a super sweet girl, though, and she just always killed them.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, "What is her secret
Oh
to, like, word
god.
searches?" You know? Yeah.
How much does she practice to get to that?
That's what I'm
Or is it just her
yeah.
brain?
Well, probably a little bit of both, I'd
Well,
say.
talking about this unlocked for me, like, remember when we would go out to dinner as kids and they would give you, like, the coloring
The
sheet and
pad, yeah,
crayons,
yep,
and there would be a crossword
yep,
on there,
yep.
there would be tic-tac-toe on there,
Yes.
and,
So
like
fun.
which I don't think restaurants even do that anymore.
I don't know, I can't remember the last time I went to a restaurant with a kid of that age,
I
though,
know.
I've
either, so
worked in a lot of
yeah,
restaurants, and we didn't
okay,
give out crayons or
okay,
just, like, wasn't a thing. My
yeah,
first restaurant job, I was the hostess, and I used to have to, like, tie freaking crayon like,
yeah,
he would
oh, yeah,
buy them in bulk, like,
yep,
loose, and I'd have to tie the crayons together, and I'd have to
yep,
fill a bucket of
before they made,
crayons.
like, the 3 crayon pack that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
yep,
I had to, like,
yeah,
tie them and fill a whole bucket, and I remember that very vividly. But to your question, solitaire. I'll
Yeah.
play solitaire on my phone. I don't know, but Josh introduced that to me, and now I love playing that, like, on a plane ride.
oh, yeah, yep,
Because like, you don't have really Wi-Fi, like, there's nothing
yep,
to do on a
yeah,
plane, so I do like doing that on a plane.
yeah,
And sometimes the plane screens have solitaire, and you can, like, play on your
yeah,
little
yeah,
screen, so
mhm,
I'll do that if my phone's low
yeah,
on battery. What
yeah.
about you? Do you play any of those?
I love Sudoku,
Okay.
but I will only do it for a little bit. Like, I'll get into it, and then I will get off of it because it's not necessarily fun. It can be fun. I think it depends. I think
Okay.
the worse I get with my phone of kind of doing like, doom scrolling, the worse I am at doom scrolling, I think the further away I get from doing things. Like, Sudoku is kinda slow, and you have to look at all the numbers, you have to use your brain. A lot of times when I wanna use my phone, I don't wanna use my brain. So
Yeah.
I think it's like it could be a cool way of using your phone intentionally. versus doom scrolling.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about phone games. I'm not a phone games person, but I feel like that is maybe our transition. Because I remember when, like, board games became mobile, like, you could
Yeah.
play the mobile versions.
I'm not a phone games person, but I will say I do wordscapes a lot and the color by number. And I'll kind of talk a little, but the wordscapes you're given, I think it's 5 letters and they're like
Yes.
scrambled and you have to make words out of them.
Yeah.
So out of those 5 letters, how many words can you make? And so I love doing those kinds of games. I also love the water sort puzzle where you have these beakers filled with different colors of liquid and
Yes.
you have
They're
to
so satisfying.
yes, you have
Yeah.
to sort them out and pour them, and I love all of that. So I do like games like that, but Clash of Clans or Crime City or Heyday or whatever, those I don't play just because I'm like, 1, it takes too long. 2, I feel like you have to pay for a lot of it to get anywhere, and I just
It has our
not a
server.
fan. Yeah, and it takes a long time to do anything. So I don't do those games, but to kind of, I guess, maybe go back to your question is
Mhm.
I don't know, like, is that the replacement for board games? Because the only thing with those is I think those are still stimulating in a
Yeah.
good way, but it doesn't provide that connection piece as
Yeah,
far
that's
as
a good
playing with your
point.
family members. Like, I can't play word skates with my mom or dad, so it's very one-on-one.
Ooh, I feel like we'll get there at some point because I was thinking we could talk about, like, collaborative versus what's the right word? The
Like
English.
individual.
Yeah, cooperative versus competitive games, and
Oh.
how, like, there are a lot of online games where you're playing against someone, like, you guys what is it? Scrabble? There's some online game I played with Taylor where, like, whoever gets the highest score will send it to the person, so it's kind of like it's a competition
Yeah,
and things like that,
yeah.
but yeah, I think that is one of the points of board games is, like, we don't have to have our technology,
Right.
we are still connecting and we're having fun, but we are doing something together. I wanted to nerd out a little bit because I was curious about the history of board games and, like, how they got started, so I think I'm gonna do a little blurb on that. Yeah, and then maybe we can talk about, like, why we think that they're connected, and then talk about different kinds of games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so when I was looking up stuff about board games, I was curious, like, when we started to use them the most, and it looked like it started in the 1800s, and it reminds me of our episode we did on, like, I think it was community or culture?
Oh, yeah, like, how community has changed, like, over the
Yeah.
years, like yeah.
Yeah, I, like, love this podcast because I feel like there's so many pieces I get to connect, but it was saying the increase of industrialization and individualism, like, moving away from community-based to individualistic came with board games, which is
Which
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I probably was gonna say exactly what you were gonna say, I just cut you off.
Yeah, you go for
But,
it.
like, you were talking about individualism, and whenever I think of board games, I think of, like, group
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
So, games that you would play with other people.
yeah.
I wonder though with industrialization, like if we had more time for leisure, essentially. And
Yeah.
it is more of a
Ooh.
leisure
It
activity
is,
where
yeah.
before I don't think we had as much time for leisure or for like
Yeah.
fun. You were out working together all day in a very different way. And then obviously as technology grew, we had more time for leisure and to have fun essentially. And
Yes.
so it
Yeah.
became a means of like, well, how are we going to fill our time? We have a lot of time now.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
yeah.
But the individualism did throw me off a
Yes.
little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
It was, like, talking about access to resources, like, having the extra money to spend on something that feels
Mm, yep.
frivolous, there's
Yep.
that
Totally. Yep.
piece, and then he was talking about secularism as we, like, got towards secularism, which you said was, like, things that are not tied to religion?
Yeah, like, things that aren't tied to spiritual religious beliefs.
Yeah,
So, just anything that's not rooted or based in religion or spiritual.
got you.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, as we moved away from that, so maybe we were doing more things in the community tied to religion or tied to those spaces, and we were spending more time in the home. So maybe not, like, individualism as, like, me by myself, but maybe me within my family, and we're not
Yeah.
connected as much to our community, which I thought was
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I wonder if it was like a way to connect outside of maybe like religion or
Yes.
work
Yep.
or and it's like we're
Right.
connecting in a leisure like fun way now or within our family unit
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah.
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 Or even just people in general, like if if you had friends that you went to school with and you worked with and then you went to church with, that was your connection to them. Whereas maybe playing a game allowed you to connect with people that maybe you didn't see at church every day, or
Yeah.
maybe you
Yeah.
didn't go to school with, which I bet was still probably pretty rare in the
Mhm.
1800s,
Yeah, for sure.
but definitely in modern times, like in the 60s and 70s, you were encountering people that
Mhm.
weren't in your immediate bubble.
That's interesting. I like am thinking a lot about fantasy. And I think that's a big part of board games for me and like just games in general. But I wonder if that's any part. Like the way that we escaped in the past was storytelling, like telling stories over a fire. Like that was a part of our entertainment. And it's interesting how it switched to board games, which I think are like a form of fantasy too. Like we have this really hard, we are industrialism, we're working really hard, maybe not the same kind of work, but it's like a way we get to kind of escape that and just be within a different type of world or imagine that we are in a different kind of place. So,
Yeah.
yeah, when we were playing this episode, love like playing D&D. And I really love a lot of card games and I've just been thinking a lot about like what that does for people too. Not only is it connective, but it does give people that escape as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think, again, it's like a low level way to connect. Like, I
Yes.
love
Mhm.
solitaire too, or oh my gosh, I played Dungeon and Dragons too. Like, did you hear about them? Right? Like,
Yeah.
now we have something
Yes.
we connect over.
Yep.
We're going to have a lot to talk about to each other. I also think like board games and playing games creates a lot of tradition and ritual
Mhm.
within like families, within friend
Yeah.
groups,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like, I know like for my family and my sister's friend group, they all always come on the 4th of July and all we do is play games,
Fun.
Right.
Yeah.
like, the
Yeah.
whole time, and then I know that, like, for Josh, that's, like, a big point of connection for him is, like, playing cards and games,
Mhm.
and so I do think it creates, like, a lot of, like, ritual and tradition or, like, every Christmas, my aunts, both of my dad's sisters are, like, really big on the games, so we play, like, left, right, center, or we play Yahtzee, and
Yep.
we all bring our singles, and you're hoping to win the pot of money at the end. I mean, like,
Yes.
it's
Yep.
something we look forward to, and Josh is
Yes.
like, "Did you bring the singles for left, right, center this year? Like, we gotta get there in time to play
Yeah.
the game." And so it becomes, like, a really fun, like, ritual, and then we keep track of who's won the most rounds, and so
Yeah.
I do think they're tied to, like, a lot of memories for people.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like what you said about tradition.
Mhm.
It is. I think that's when something becomes a little bit more than just what it is, right?
Yeah.
A game becomes more than just a game when it becomes tradition. A Christmas tree becomes more than a Christmas tree when it becomes
Yeah.
tradition. So, yeah.
Ooh, and I think it's also a way we get to share with others. Like, we get to teach someone something. Like,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
really love this game, and I get to share this part of me with you,
Mhm.
or this
Yeah.
tradition or ritual, and I get to, like, bring you into that and teach you it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why your husband was like, "Just play one round of cards, like, let me
Right.
teach you and be part of this
Yes.
with us," and you did, right? And,
Yeah.
like, you got to be part of that,
Mhm.
and now you, like, get to observe and, like,
Yes. Yeah.
watch and still be part and, like, get to see all
Mhm.
the chaos ensue too, so
Yeah.
I do think that's a really fun part.
Humans need like a balance too of being serious and being playful. And I feel like it's like the family can come together and we're not going to argue about anything or get in any scuff. Like we're just, it's going to be good
We're
old
just having
fame.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's if you can handle the competition.
Exactly. Okay. That's where we shall go
Okay.
next, which is cooperative versus competitive games. And when I think, okay, when I was thinking of cooperative game, it's kind of both. It's kind of competitive and cooperative. Do you remember when we were in school and we had a field day and like the games where you had to like fill up a sponge in like water, then pass it down? Like those
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
games?
Yep.
Yes.
I was just, and that's like a good
Like team games
Yeah.
almost. Yeah.
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 Do you guys have like a team game that you remember? That's the one that sticks in my head because it was so much fun.
I just recently, over my engagement, which I think will be a core memory, we all played this game called Fishbowl,
Yeah.
but you break into 2 teams and
Mhm.
everybody puts 3 slips of paper in the bowl and they're whatever you want. Like, you could do the Eiffel Tower, you could do
Like you just write the Eiffel Tower down?
yep, you just write
Okay.
the Eiffel wow, I'm stuttering.
Mhm.
Eiffel Tower down, you just write, like, cheesesteak down, you write whatever. You
Yeah.
could write Amanda down, you could write Courtney down, like,
Yeah.
whatever you
Okay.
want. Everyone writes, like, 3 random things down and just puts them in this big bowl, and then each round gets harder and harder. So, like, the first round, you can describe it without saying the word.
Okay.
Yep, and then the
Okay.
next round, you only get 3 words
I
to
think I've
describe it,
played. Yeah.
and then the next round, you have to act it out. But, obviously, we've been through
Yep.
the bowl 3 times now, so you know
Right.
everything in the bowl by the end,
Yes.
but it's timed. So you're trying to get as many as you can, in the time, and it's 2 separate teams. So then at the end of the 3 rounds, whichever team has the most amount of points. And obviously, if I get 15 out of the bowl, then they only have maybe 5 that they can even get. So you're, like, trying to get go as fast as you can. And that was really cool because we had a lot of different worlds all together because it was, like, Josh and I's people had all come together for engagement, didn't really know each other. But wow, did that, like, bring everyone together, and they were like, "Why did you put that in there?" Because it's 3 random things, right? Like, just random things that comes to that person's head.
Oh,
So,
and if
like
you put someone's name and someone doesn't know
No,
him,
yeah.
how are you gonna act that person out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Ooh,
all
that's
the
hard.
people from Philly put things that are, like, very specific to Philly,
Yeah.
but, like, Josh's Tennessee people were like, "What is this?" Or, like, did not find the same humor in it, or were like, "What's the joke here?" Like, I don't get it. And so that was a really fun, like, team, but still competitive,
That's so
obviously,
fun.
between the 2 teams.
Yeah, growing up, I went to church camp. I went to the same church camp like every summer, and they would do kind of like a field day where all they did was games. And I'm trying to remember what exactly it was, but one of them involved shaving cream. And it was like the one game every single kid looked forward to every year.
Yes.
They would ask, "Hey, are we doing the shaving cream game this year?" And, of course, when the counselor said, "Yeah," everyone went crazy. And I'm trying to remember what the objective was. I think it was like you had a balloon maybe full of shaving cream, or it was kinda like the sponge game where you had to transport shaving cream without getting it on you or without wasting whatever it was, right? And so that was always just a lot of fun, and it did get very competitive, but you also had to learn how to cooperate with your team. So,
Mhm.
and, the teams were random, so obviously you could be working with people who maybe you didn't like, but you had to cooperate, like,
Yeah.
so you didn't lose, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Like learning communication and how do I manage my own stress to kind
Yeah.
of stay present and calm while like games put us in that like really excitable mode too. Like it gives us a lot of energy. So you have to like, in therapy terms, have to learn how to like titrate where
Yes.
you're at and then like how connected they are. Cause I could see myself like, oh, I want to put down things that are like special to me so they also get to know me better too.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many that sounds so fun. I love party games are so fun. Like even just past board games. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That is a big point. It's also really fun to get to see people's competitive sides come out,
Yeah.
or just how people, like, show up in a game. Because I think it's very different. Like, some people take more of, like, a passive supportive role, or
Yeah.
some people take it too seriously, or right? Like, we all respond differently to
Yeah.
competition, and
Yeah.
it's really fun to get to see that, I
Do
think,
you ever think
side.
of, like, games being kind of a judge of character? The whole, like, take someone out to a public restaurant and see how they treat the
Yeah.
waitress or waiter. I've always thought about games kinda being another vet of, how does this person respond during competition? Because at the end of the day, it is literally just a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how does someone respond to, like, learning something new or being uncomfortable too?
Yes.
Because it is uncomfortable
Mhm.
to maybe go into, like, a family that's played this game every Christmas, and now you're, like,
Brand
learning it alongside all of them, and you're like, "I don't what am I doing?" Like,
Yes.
so, like, also, I think you kinda get to see how people respond to, like, new experiences.
Like, can't imagine my younger self being so anxious, would hate to, like, have to do something new for the first
Oh,
time
for
and
sure.
fail, and I think
Yeah.
it's, like, a cool bet for ourselves because now I'm a lot more open to, like, "Ooh, I wanna try this, and if I fail, that's okay, and if I have to ask 10 times about the same rule, that that's just how it is," and, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's fun,
Yeah.
like, for within ourselves and with the people around us.
Yes, and I love how you get to see too, like, I always ask people, like, "How do you play Uno?" Because I think everyone
Ooh,
plays a
yeah.
different version
Yeah.
of Uno, which I think
Yes.
is really cool too, like, we
Yes.
all kinda make our own rules to the game, or how our family plays it, or how maybe our area that we grew up in plays
Right.
it, yeah, which
Have you
is really cool.
have you guys played Catan before?
I have.
I haven't.
It's so fun. Like, we've done that with that game of, like, making up new rules of, like, trading resources
Yeah.
or, like, whoever gets the, what's the character right in the middle that can steal resources or block resources? I forgot.
I'm not sure.
I just think that's a fun part too. Like, we're gonna take this past the rules and make it our own, and that's so special.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know one of Josh's good friends, like, family made this game up called Manipulation, essentially, and it's like
Mhm.
500 rummy, but on crack. Like, you
Like,
can,
oh,
like, move cards around. You can essentially manipulate the whole deck to try to go out, and it takes, like, so much of your brain being able to, like, put it together, but it was so cool because on like, we had, like, a little Christmas get-together, and Cameron and his brother got to teach Josh and I how to play manipulation, and, like, it's a
Fun.
game they grew up
Yes.
playing, and their
Yeah.
family made up, and then Josh and I really liked it, and then my family really likes 500 Rummy, so we're like, "Oh, we have to teach them how to play this because 'cause they'll like it." It's like a harder version of 500
Yeah.
Rummy and stuff, so, yeah, it is cool when people make their own twists or their
Yeah.
own games.
That is fun.
Is there a game you've played and you're like, "This is the worst game ever"? What's a game you wanna
I
play
feel
on
like
the internet?
literally any card game for me.
Yeah,
don't like
you just
card
don't like
games?
cards.
I think I don't understand cards. So, for me, it's just like, yeah, that's too much thinking,
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to sit and plan. It's a game. I think of games as very much my brain can be off.
Yes.
If it's a game for me, my brain does not have to be activated
Ooh, yeah.
unless it's a competition. Then I'm okay with brain power. But if I'm playing a game to have fun, I don't want my brain to have to work.
No.
So I think card games are a little bit more strategic for me, and I'm
Yes.
like, I'm
Yes,
turning my brain
yes.
off, not on right
Yeah.
now.
Anything you don't like?
I didn't like Catan.
Oh, really? Okay, what do you not like about it?
I think I've only ever played with Josh and his 2 brothers, and they were really good at it and, like,
Yeah.
knew all the strategy. They played on their phone. I think they
Oh,
knew a
fair.
lot more about it, and I was like and I'm very competitive, so I didn't like
Yeah.
that I couldn't hang with them, so I
Yeah.
don't know if it was necessarily the game, but the strategy part, I don't think I'm great at, like, that kind of, like, board game strategy. Have you played
Mhm.
Ticket to Ride?
No, but I really want to.
Okay.
When you described it, sounded
I like Ticket to Ride a lot, and that's, like, some strategy, but not as complex. So I like maybe, like, more of a middle. And it might have just been because I'm a sore loser and I'm very competitive.
I
Could have been that. But
I
yeah.
do like Clue, I will say.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if that's strategy. I
don't
think it's
like
more
it.
of like the mystery solving. I do like that.
That's a
Like the
fun
clues.
one.
I've never played Clue, and I've always been curious. Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
There are so many games out there. Because as we've been
There
talking about this, I'm
are.
like, "Oh my gosh, this game, this game, this game."
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
so cool. Like how it's unlocked memories for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've like tried to picture how you guys would be if you ever played like D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, because you have to like it's not only the role playing element of like rolling the dice and fighting. There's a lot of fighting, but there's also like the role playing element of you act out your character. Like you have a voice, you have a persona, and it's uncomfortable at first. I feel like it was.
Yeah, I think I would get tired
Okay.
of trying to maintain that through the game, Like, I would just want to be able to I think it would be fun for, like, the first however many sessions. I actually think I would love to role play, but then I would just get tired and be like, "Okay, this isn't actually how I speak. Like, let me
You're like,
let me go into battle talking like myself, all right? Like, whatever I need to do. I can't be Betty Joe, the sheep herder right now."
I think I would love it.
yeah.
But I would feel very I think it would have to be with a group of humans I feel very comfortable with.
Yes.
Like,
It's so vulnerable.
that feels very vulnerable, yeah, to be that silly. Because I love being silly around people that I feel comfortable with.
Yes.
But I think I would enjoy it. I think, yeah, I would definitely hit points where I, like, just wanna talk. I would probably get out of character very
Right, for
easily.
sure. Yeah.
But I'm sure that's natural and normal.
Yeah.
Do you guys think there's a time where games create disconnection?
I think it depends, like, how much of a sore loser someone is. Like, I've
Yeah.
played games with people and they are not okay with losing, and then you're like, "Ooh, now it's kind of sour."
I don't wanna play with you
Yeah, this is
anymore.
not
Because
fun.
it's not that kind of competition where, like, we're putting
Yeah.
one person up and one down, and I think that's when I struggle because I'm competitive, but I don't, like, wanna I hate when people rub it in people's
Yeah.
faces when yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
No, it's
Yeah.
totally fair.
If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. And so same thing, Amanda. If someone shows me that they can't lose or that it's like I'm not taking it serious enough, that's what I don't like. Is when someone tries to
Ooh.
make me feel bad for not being serious enough or not doing well enough or like
That's a
you
great
suck at
point.
this game, that is a major turnoff for me. And if I know that someone's like that, I won't play with them. And I don't enjoy playing
Yeah.
with those kinds of people. Yeah, because let me be me. Let me
Mhm.
play the game how I want. Just because you take it to the extremes doesn't mean that I have to. Because
Yeah.
again, it's a game at the end of the day. Yeah. I think that would create disconnection for me.
Do you minimize it?
What?
Like, this is stupid. Who cares? Or do you play the game?
I play it. Well, okay, to answer,
Yeah,
I do
honest.
both. I do
Okay,
both.
got it.
So if the game is fun, I play it. And I really truly if I win,
Okay.
I win. If I lose, I lose.
Yeah,
Like
of
it's
course.
just yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's a game where other people are very intense about it and I know that I'm not gonna be good, I do minimize. Just
Okay.
because it's like, I've never played this, these people are very serious about
Okay.
this. It's just a game, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do what I need to do to survive that game. So
Okay.
I do minimize in those situations. If I'm put off, yes. There's no point in me trying because I don't even like you now, and so I don't care if I lose, it's just a game. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna play properly. So, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
maybe we should play games.
So
Libby's like, "Uh-oh."
No. I mean, I think I am very competitive.
Yeah.
And I will rub it in someone's face.
Yeah.
If we had that kind of relationship.
That's different,
Okay.
though.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Like if I was teaching you a game
Right.
and you lost, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I got you. Like it's obviously, yeah. Or if it's like
Yeah.
a friend's partner that I'm meeting for the
Yeah.
first, I am not gonna jump.
So-
You suck.
Yes,
They're like, no.
right.
But if I have like that kind of relationship
yeah.
with someone, I'll get competitive.
Yeah.
But then
Yes,
be like, yeah, who won
Yes.
3 out of 4, huh?
Yes.
Like I will,
and I'll
I
do
will
that.
chirp. I'm a big
Yes.
chirper. I'll say it.
Yes,
I'll say
and
it.
I'll do that to my, like, husband and brother.
Yeah.
So I do rub it in their face. I've got this game on my phone where you have to tap tiles in the direction of the arrow. And if
Okay.
you mess up, you get an X or whatever, and you have 3 chances. I'll rub it in Brennan's face when he loses all of it. I could have done all of that. So I do rub it in if I do know you.
Yes, and there has to be like a level
Yes.
of relationship.
And I also have to be good at the game. I'm not gonna
Same.
have a
Same.
fluke win and be like, "Oh, eat that!" Like, right?
Yeah.
Because
No,
the
no,
next round I will
That's
never win
embarrassing.
again.
That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
So-
It has to be something you're actually like.
Actually good
Good.
at
Yes.
something I consistent. Yeah. So I like what you said, chirper. I chirp.
I chirp. I
Yes.
love a good
Yep.
chirp. I
Yep.
love a good competition.
Yep.
But if also I can tell when someone's into it versus when they're not.
Not.
And if
Yeah.
you're not
Yes.
into it, I am not going to be chirping at you.
And
Like,
that's the difference. That's what I don't like is when people chirp at me or people rub it in or people get on to me for not
Yes.
playing the game like what they would want.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't actually enjoy this. So
Yeah.
I am just gonna
Yeah.
be here and
Yep.
chill.
I also have judgment though when we are playing something and someone's like maybe not getting it or haven't played it before and they're like, well, this is stupid. And I'm like, well, everyone else is having fun. And I understand
Right.
that you don't
Yes.
enjoy it and don't play next round. Like,
Yes.
just get through it. No
Yep.
one's putting you down. Everyone's helping you play the game. But I don't like those humans that
When
are
they're just
like
dogging it.
dogging it
Yeah.
and being negative
Yeah.
and cheating. Everyone else is enjoying this. Totally fine if you
Yes.
don't want to play.
Right.
But
And that's where I do. If I get to that point, I'm like, instead of dogging it, I just sit out.
yeah,
And I just watch.
I
and
just
I
wanna
enjoy
play.
watching.
Yeah,
But
just totally fine.
Yeah.
too. Yes, and I do think there is some games too that there is like a level of like you have to know the game really well to play quick and to go
Yes,
fast.
yeah.
I don't like people who rush people on their
Mhm,
turns
mhm.
too. Like they're like ready to. I'm like,
Yeah.
give them their time. Give them their time.
Yeah,
like
yep.
let them. I think playing games with people tells you a lot about them.
I do too. Just their temperament, I think,
Mhm.
is revealed a lot in games.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very interesting.
I think I want to share a part of Magic the Gathering, which like slightly embarrasses me. But I feel like this is a part of Games and Connection. I did not realize the severity and the seriousness of Magic the Gathering until I started playing it. These cards, guess like the most you can buy a pack of cards to make
Okay.
a deck with, and I play Commander, so you make a deck of 100, which is a lot of cards. And when I learned like how expensive one card could be,
yeah.
what do you think the most expensive? I don't know if you know what magic cards look like. Just guess the most expensive.
Are they like? Do they look somewhat like Pokemon cards?
Kind of, yeah.
Like a rat
Yeah, you
in
can
the
compare,
round. In the
yes,
round. I know it's not the
yeah.
same thing, and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know because I know Pokemon cards
They can
and
get expensive.
yeah,
Especially
it's
collectibles.
disturbing.
yeah, like
Yeah.
seem like obviously baseball card. Like I think
Yes.
similar.
Yeah.
So I would say summer.
In the thousands?
in the yeah.
Like million. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's such an interesting piece. Like those people are dedicated, not the ones like spending $1 million on one card. Like that's the most extreme that it can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
I think the most I've spent on one card is $30. And that's one card that is made out of paper. And
I
that
know.
is like
But I think that speaks to like it can become a hobby though. Like I
Totally.
think D&D and Magic,
Mm.
Pokemon, like that almost becomes like a collector.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Beanie Babies.
Yes,
But
I have a
actually,
good Beanie Baby collection.
yes.
Or
But
just-
I feel like
Perfect.
but like Pokemon and them actually have that. Whereas Beanie Babies,
Mhm.
unfortunately, I don't think ever really took off the way that
some of them have that.
some of them have, yes. But I don't think they took off the way that our parents thought
They were going to.
Whereas
Yeah.
like Pokemon and Magic, they do. Like there is value there.
Having a $1 million card.
it's
That's
wild.
insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some rapper owns it. I don't remember
Okay.
who owns it. But it's so cool, like, those spaces are like, these people know these cards. If you go into a card store where they sell Pokemon cards or Magic cards, like, you'll ask about a card, and they just have this filing cabinet, and there are hundreds of thousands of cards now.
Yeah,
'Cause it's been going on since, like, the '70s or the '80s,
I know.
and it is that world, like, it is such this small knit, super intense game. There are a lot of rules you have to learn. It's
Okay.
super, like, high strategy and the money, like, I'm like, I did not
It's an
know how
investment.
it is such investment,
Yeah.
and I think that's, like, another level. I think once we got there, I was like, "This disturbs me and scares me," and it's so fun. Like, we
Yeah.
just have the most fun, and I've, like, noticed with my friend group now that we play more board games, we play card games, it's so nice to connect that way over, like, "Let's watch a show together and go see a movie." Like, it's just a fun way to, like, be together, and I love it
Yeah.
versus us, like, being on our phones, or we also do things outside, but it's just been such a fun way to connect. So I'm glad we got to have
I
something
use
so
games a lot as, like, a forced connection. Like, I'm
yes.
forcing people that don't know each other to get to know each other,
Yes.
to play a game. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's awesome.
I, like, always have a deck of cards in my purse for the most part
Mhm.
because I just feel like it's an easy way to get people doing something with their hands. Now we're
Yes.
all doing something together, and it's not
Yep.
so awkward. I'm
Mm,
not just all staring at our phones or
Yeah.
staring at each other and don't know what to say or, like, only talking to maybe the one person we know there. Like,
yeah,
I think games are a quick way to make people feel comfortable to talk to
Yeah.
somebody that they don't know or start a conversation or you end up on a team with somebody and now you're talking to them all night because it's
Right.
yeah, so
we had like a I think it's just a great low level connection point,
I
just like our furry
Yeah.
friends. Like
Yes.
it's a very
Absolutely.
easy way to kind of get people feeling comfortable and asking
Yeah.
questions and
And nowadays, there's games for everything. I mean, there's
yeah,
bridal shower games,
yeah.
there's wedding shower games, there's baby shower games, right? And it's just, yeah, like you said, it's just a way to get people talking
Yeah.
and
yeah,
engaged with
Yeah.
one another.
Yeah. And I think games teach kids foundational skills and how to
yes.
connect with other humans in
Yes.
conflict or in loss or
Ooh,
in
yes.
adversity or whatever,
Yes.
right? Like in a very, again, low level, safe way for kids to experience
Yes.
that.
Well, that's something that me and my husband have talked about. We're like, we want our future kids to be on team sports. They need one to have another adult that they have to listen to, right? Learn
Yes.
Yes.
respect for authority. But number two, they need to learn how to play with other people. They need to know how to work with kids that they may not like or enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a huge skill. And I think games perpetuate that very well.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you get called out when you're cheating, and that's really
yes.
awkward,
Yep.
or if you are a bad team sport, like, it's
Natural
very vulnerable.
consequences. No one
Yep.
now wants to play with me anymore
Exactly,
because
Yep.
I'm
yeah,
not good at following the
Right,
rules to the
yeah.
game, right? Like,
Or I'm a
no,
jerk and yeah.
yeah, no coworker's gonna want you on their team at work
Yeah,
if you aren't a team player or
yeah,
you don't follow the rules or
or you
you
don't pull your
don't
weight.
yeah.
pull your weight
Yeah.
or you're rubbing stuff in my nose or
Yep,
minimizing the hard work I
So
am
it ties
doing.
together,
It
that's
yes.
so
does,
cool how it
yeah.
Yeah,
ties. I
yep.
feel like a piece from last episode I was thinking about is, like, playing cards with my friends has created a lot of predictability for us because, like, I
Oh,
have friends who struggle with their mental health, and every Friday we play cards, no matter
uh,
how we are feeling, and, like, we have all shown up in different places, and it is such a cool way to be like, "Wow, I've had the worst week, and I'm feeling really depressed, but I know this is a consistent in my life where I will be social, and it motivates me to shower and to feed myself because 'cause we'll always get food and I'll always have snacks because my love language is feeding the people around me and giving them
totally
bread and,
is.
like, cups of milk because they all will drink gallons of milk, and it's disturbing. But, yeah, I think that's so cool too of, like, it's not only about playing the game, it's about, like, the consistency it brings us, how it brings us together. It's
Yeah.
also fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming together. It's a I think that ritual piece too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And I kinda like that. What do you guys think as far as weekly challenge? Because I kinda like
Ooh.
where we're at as far as what we're
Yeah.
talking about, just because I think there's some action steps in there that we could do this week. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I have an idea, and I know games are not for everyone, but, like, how do you incorporate playfulness into relationships? Because I think there's a lot of different ways to play. For
Okay.
example, if I'm, like, just fidgety in a public space, me and Taylor will just, like, play rock, paper, scissors or, like, find a way where we, like, do tic-tac-toe, like, we will find a way. I think it's yeah, just finding playfulness where you get to play, if it's a game or if it's another way that you play.
Okay, so maybe part 1 is how do you incorporate maybe games and
Mm,
playfulness into a relationship?
yeah.
And then maybe what about an action step? Olivia, do you have anything?
I loved our question about, like, what games do you play? Like, maybe getting
Yeah.
curious with someone
Yep.
in your life, like, do you have a game that holds, like, a strong memory in your life? Like,
Yes.
just, like,
Yep.
learning about what other games
Yes.
other people, other
Okay.
humans really
Yeah.
enjoy.
Maybe
I think
learning a new game that someone else
yeah!
plays.
Or just
Yep.
asking someone about the games that
Yep.
because maybe it's not tangible to, like, within the week, like, go
Yes.
and
Go and play a
play
new
a
game.
game, but,
Yeah.
like, yeah, just I think I got some really cool insight into, like, what kind of your childhood and, like,
Yes. Yeah.
nuclear
Yeah.
family and, like, even extended family kinda
Mhm.
was like growing up, so I think it would be cool insight to get from someone else, like,
Yeah.
another relationship we have, like, "What games did you play growing up? Did you play games? What
Yeah.
did that look like?"
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's a really cool way of, like, yeah, connecting the next time and, like, playing a game that they love. It ties
Yeah.
back to another challenge we had, which is doing something that someone else loves, like, connecting to
Mhm.
them in that way.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Alright, so we've got part 1, how do you show playfulness in your relationship? And then part 2 is learning or asking about what games others play.
Yeah,
So getting to know people on, maybe through games. So,
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah, what
I love
games
it
they
too.
enjoy. Yep,
Yep.
Yes,
cool.
Ask them about
absolutely.
their animals, ask them about their games, like, we are so
Yes,
social.
yes,
I love it.
absolutely. Yep. Alright, so I think that's it for board games or maybe just, like, physical games or
Games in
so.
general.
Yeah, games in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, alrighty. Well, thanks you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, have a good week.
See ya.
As always, please remember, you are someone's human connection and you are never alone. If you're experiencing a mental health crisis or emergency, please call 988, 911, or a crisis response unit in your area. Disclaimer: the thoughts, opinions, and topics discussed in this podcast are not intended for mental health treatment, service, or diagnostic purposes. All opinions expressed are solely those of the host, co-host, and guests. Resources mentioned can be found in the written show notes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Human Reconnect podcast.